going to open it into our panel here and ask them their thoughts. Chetan Bhagat, your thoughts, would you anything you'd like to?
Yeah, okay. So here's
46-24 as we speak. Yeah,
so some of the things is because what the BJP did right, and some, like in tennis, they say
unforced errors.
Unforced errors.
Unforced
by
errors.
AAP. So I think let's just make a list of that. So BJP did, like I said, Army, Navy, Air Force. RSS worked, Prime Minister made appeal. They were allies, big wigs, money, promises, attack on AAP, attack on Arvind Kejriwal. Even the union budget was used to kind of give an edge in the Delhi election. It became personal. And now let's look at the unforced errors. Well, the first one is they went to Gujarat. You know, there's a book called 48 Laws of Power, very famous book. You know what the first law is? Never outshine the master. You know, and that's something to think about. I mean, nobody will tell them this, but this is the honest truth. You know, and then on the ground level, they lost touch. They didn't do any alliance with Congress. He didn't resign and hand over power gracefully so that Delhi runs properly. And I think there's such an incongruence with image. We've had Shauqeen politicians. We've had politicians. मैं शादीशुदा नहीं हूँ, कुंवारा भी नहीं हूँ, right? We've had, and the public
ब्रह्मचारी नहीं
something like that. So the public accepts. The point is to be congruent. If you say, I can only afford a muffler and a shirt and a Wagoner or whatever, and then you build a luxurious house, it just rankles more. I mean, the Prime Minister of our country has never made those things. So when he sits inside a Range Rover, it's good. He's our Prime Minister. What should he sit in? You know, what do you want India's Prime Minister to sit in? But when you start being incongruent, you know, that's the issue. There is no problem in being little rangeen, you know, but you then say that, listen, I am in Chief Minister, I need a nice house. I need space. I have meetings there. Now we do work from home. I mean, you know, we need a nice house. I don't know about the jacuzzi still, but how you justify that to people. But that's also work from home. So you do all these things. There's lot of unforced errors. And like I said, the BJP threw the kitchen sink at this election because it must be difficult. Imagine Rahul Shavshankar is the Prime Minister, right? He drives out of his house.
Look at the smile on his face. He said that.
Goes for the walk, does his yoga, whatever, comes out. And then he sees a bus stop and there's Arvind Kejriwal's face there. You know, dude. And you call, how can we take care of this? I mean, we can't win this little state with 70 seats and we're winning 3 times. So it is personal and they did a good job this time. You know?
The party which is a behemoth, the biggest political party in the world, has learned from mistakes. And the party which is supposed to be the startup in this mix, 10 years in existence, nimble, supposed to be light-footed and has perhaps tapped into a space unoccupied by other political parties, seems to have not learnt and understood from...
That's the reason they are the largest, right? Because they're learning from your mistakes. How else do you don't come first in class by just sitting good that half term mein first aa gaya. No, final mein bhi first aana hai. Final के बाद जो अगला tutorial है उसमें भी first आना है. My 5 takeaways quickly, I'll just run through them because RSS had the 5 one. So I'll just do the 5. That phenomenal recovery for the BJP in Delhi from 8 to 46 currently. So that is like, I think, unbelievable, literally, you know. Most people didn't think they would reach this level. Second is, I think, reversal of the narrative of 2024 that the BJP is done and dusted and it's the NDA and the BJP story is over in the country, not the party of choice for Indians. Subsequent elections, one after the other, Haryana, Maharashtra, Delhi, they've said that that narrative of 2024 has been reversed. Third point is that the era of revolutionary politics, which started with Anna, which you just ran, that seems to be not appreciated anymore. People want their civic issues, especially in the metro areas and the city state and the bonsai state, as you're calling. If you don't deliver on those basic issues, sewage, water, all that we've gone through in the past 3 hours, if you don't deliver, that's gone. Fourth one, which I want to say, is that India alliance is dead before the first anniversary. I don't believe that they can recover from this because they are going to go separate pathways. Which way it goes is anybody's guess. My guess is that a third front alliance might take shape before the Bihar elections. The fifth one is nothing changes for the Congress. They were 0, they still are 0.
Nothing. Yes, Nalin.
So, first takeaway, the BJP is back, baby. In the sense that the BJP, which seemed, and Smita is right, which seemed to have lost while it won 2024, seemed to have run into a roadblock, seemed to have lost momentum. That momentum is now back. It not only got reversed the losses with Haryana and Maharashtra, but Delhi, I think the wind is behind the BJP sails again, even more so than it was after Maharashtra. So the Iqbal of the BJP in that sense is
so
back.
BJP is back as the masthead and says Delhi mein dil, Delhi ke dil, Delhi mein BJP.
I think the reason I'm saying that is also because the key, from a national politics point of view, the key voter demographics which seem to be breaking away from BJP, or where it saw erosion of support.
47-23.
Some elements of the middle class. There was significantly among Dalit voters and among the lower income strata, right? That seems to have come back, or BJP recovered lost ground there. We saw that in Maharashtra, we saw it in Haryana, we've seen that in Delhi now. Third, caste politics, which is what Rahul Gandhi has been talking about for the longest time, the caste census and so on. No resonance of that in Delhi. I think the Congress remains dead in the water. The Congress, which seemed like the back in the challenging game, it was the Congress revival had kind of started, looked like a year back. All of that has been wiped out. The Congress is back to where it started before that. There is a tectonic shift in Delhi's politics. After 25 years, for 25 years, the voters of Delhi did not trust the BJP at the state government level, although they always voted the BJP at the national level. This time, they've listened to Modi's appeal saying, "Is baar hum pe ek baar vishwas karke dekhiye." So I think that is a major shift, and Modi remains the king of Indian politics.
I think the biggest shift, for me, is that the BJP got out of MCD and is in the state. That's what's happened. So for so many years, when the Congress was in power, AAP was in power, the BJP was in MCD. The BJP gets out of MCD, and then somewhere it reflects. Abhijit.
Yeah. The biggest takeaway is that BJP has learned from 2024, June 4th. BJP has got the states formula right. I mean, it used to be a party which is extremely strong at the center, but in some states it would struggle. State after state, it's doing extremely well. The Prime Minister has leans back in the state campaigns these days, is not, all out there. Local issues are, the cadre is involved, RSS is involved. That is one. Two is, AAP's defeat is a big jolt to political entrepreneurship, especially the way it is going out in Delhi with its mojo lost in terms of corruption issues. That it should not have. I mean, freebies, not delivering enough, etc. One can understand, but the corruption allegations will haunt it badly.
Right.
India may see a slight, if not a definitely not a full rollback, but a readjustment of the freebie culture. We may see. AAP was the biggest champion of it. Fourth is, I still believe that Congress has an opportunity to more strongly occupy the opposition space, but Congress never allows itself not to be disappointed. So, never lets go of an opportunity to let itself down. And finally, this gives Mr. Modi a chance to recast Delhi as a showcase capital to the world. I mean, he probably, which is why he so desperately wanted to win an election which is almost mayoral.
But tell me, Abhijit, I mean, I want to take this forward, right? What are the elections that are coming up? You have Bihar, a crucial ally there. BJP, you got Bengal, which is again almost like an ideological project for the BJP. They've never won in Bengal. You have the southern states, you've got Tamil Nadu, Kerala, etc. going to polls next year. Does the BJP, what is the lesson that the BJP takes away from Delhi? I mean, Kejriwal had a kabza over Delhi for almost, 11, 12 years. Can they take lessons from here in a way to challenge Mamata in Bengal, to challenge DMK in Tamil Nadu, LDF, UDF in Kerala?
The impossible states now BJP actually could look at, with a lot more optimism, like Bengal, Kerala, Punjab, Tamil Nadu. These four look impossible, but who knows? As Rahul was saying, Punjab don't write BJP.
I just want to make a point. The fact that the BJP was looking shaky and perhaps beginning to question itself after 2024 Lok Sabha was because in the Hindi belt, where it had 90% of conversion, that's where, which is really its bastion, from there it looks beyond, you know. That bastion was looking a little fragile. Now with
Right.
Delhi, the only Hindi heartland state really, or you know, as Nalin says, a bonsai state, nonetheless, winning that means that it can go back and say, okay, that genuinely was a bit of an aberration, we've got to guard against it, but now we are consolidating where we have actually begun from. The
But do
reverse
you think,
of the arc.
you think the BJP can use this to emerge as a serious challenger in Punjab? For example?
I would know. I would still, you know, I would say don't write it off. There will be a little bit of momentum, but you know, we'll have to look at the Sikh vote. We'll have to look at other factors. But most importantly, I don't think we should jump to Bengal and to Tamil Nadu, which will be the next cycle in early 25. I think let's hold our horses till then. What this gives the BJP really is that platform it needs. Now my base is consolidated. I know that even in Uttar Pradesh, that big, you know, poll in Milkipur that I needed to win to signal to my cadre that look, we're back.
Yeah.
That confidence now
More
it
than
gets.
25,000 votes there. Mustafabad 38,583. 46-24 is the score. Arvind Kejriwal in the 9th round of counting, trailing by 1,100 votes now. That's the story. Manish Sisodia is leading, Gopal Rai is leading, but Atishi is also trailing. Let's quickly go. Shalimar Bagh, BJP leading by 24,780 votes. Yes, Griha.
Okay, we've got two winners that have been announced. One from the Bharatiya Janata Party, Vishwas Nagar. We have a winner, Om Prakash Sharma of the BJP has won. Kondli, we have an Aam Aadmi Party winner. Kuldeep Kumar has won from Aam Aadmi Party. And more updates on the leads. GK, we have an important update. Saurav Bhardwaj is still trailing by just 1,000 votes. That's how less the margin has become. Also, Rohini Virendra Sachdeva is leading now by over 17,000 votes. So another advantage, BJP. Kejriwal, like you mentioned, Anand, 1,170 votes, still trailing. Shakur Basti, another drawback for the Aam Aadmi Party. Satyendra Jain is trailing now by 15,000 votes. It's round 6 of counting that's happening.
So all the big guns except for Manish Sisodia of the Aam Aadmi Party are trailing, and this will hurt the AAP. And it's going to dent. It's a big message coming in from the people of Delhi. There are other updates coming through. Amanatullah is leading by 88,725 votes right at the bottom of the screen. Last, you can see the news flashes. Sisodia leading by 3,869.
How much was Atishi trailing by? Griha, if I can go back to you. She's still trailing. She hasn't led even once since morning. But how much is she trailing by? Do we have an update on Kalkaji?
Do we have an update on Kalkaji? Please tell me the update on Kalkaji.
3,000.
3,000.
3,000.
3,000 votes. So she's
3,231. She's still trailing.
No. So right now, look at the
not since
numbers. Ramesh Biduri says my number was 46. We are right now at 46-24. Ramesh Biduri also said that I am confident I will win. So right now, Atishi is trailing by 3,000. Pravesh Verma says Arvind Kejriwal har rahe hain. Sandeep Dixit says Arvind Kejriwal har rahe hain. Arvind Kejriwal trailing by 1,179 rounds gone. 4 more rounds to go, and these are all the pro-BJP booths, not the pro-AAP booths, as Smita Prakash was telling us. Big message this has gone out to for the entire, I keep saying, Kejri model of governance, and they will have to recalibrate. Now, this will, somewhere in the national, is this not plotting the Lok Sabha?
Yeah, we could look at we could look at how the Lok Sabha played out. So this is 2025 Vidhan Sabha, 2024 Lok Sabha is more or less the same. The only difference you see is a bunch of blues here, but then AAP and Congress were in alliance at that time. Right now in the Vidhan Sabha, there is 0 blues, there is 0 seats to the Congress party, but the rest of it is pretty much the same. I think what the BJP has done is take away classes of voters. I'll start with the lower income groups. In the lower income groups, the BJP has managed to get a substantial hold. Out of those 32 seats, the BJP's got 19, the Aam Aadmi Party has only got 13. Let's look at some of the middle income groups, the middle class, which was always a BJP sort of kabza, as it were. Again, firmly with the BJP. Out of 28 seats, BJP has 20, Aam Aadmi Party has only 8. The women voter that Rahul keeps talking about, where the women turned up in larger numbers, proportionally speaking, in those 41 constituencies, BJP 26, Aam Aadmi Party only 15. Just a quick check also of the Muslim constituencies, where the Muslim voters are in excess of 30%. There, it seems like the AAP has a slight edge, 6 seats to the AAP and 4 to the BJP. Also, a big community vote that's gone as far as the BJP is concerned is the Jat influence seats. And these are again in the outskirts of Delhi. 12 seats that are Jat dominant. 11 of them the BJP is leading in currently. One AAP is currently leading in. Also, a quick check of the Purvanchal voters. Again, there used to be a big AAP base. There again, it is the BJP with a massive lead. Out of 25 Purvanchal dominant seats, BJP has 18, AAP only 7. So basically, across communities, across strata of society, the BJP is simply chipped away at the AAP.
So in Kalkaji, it's very interesting. Sorry, in Kalkaji, very interesting
Amanatullah
statistic.
leading by
In
8,000
Kalkaji, Ms. Atishi is trailing by about 3% of the vote.
Yeah.
3% of the vote, because about 1 lakh and a little bit went to vote there. And the number of women that exceeded the number last time, the turnout, was by 3%. Interesting number. Interesting number. Just
whether or
leaving it out
not
there.
they have voted for the BJP and against Atishi is still there, but yeah, it's a good. But somewhere, would you agree that the BJP has been able to break into the core voter or the strongholds? Now, the confidence that Arvind Kejriwal had on the women voter, that's been busted. Smita Prakash?
Totally.
Look, I'm just looking, you can't now say that the women are voting in one particular manner. There are many issues which has prompted women voters to work. So you can't see this as one amorphous entity, you know. I think there are many things that worked. You can't say Purvanchalis voted also, because you look at the sweep that has had. But you know, I was looking at what somebody pointed out about what's going to happen in the elections that are going to come. In 2025, Bihar goes to elections. I think there's going to be a little more muscle flexing by the BJP in this NDA alliance. 2026, Assam goes to polls. They're already there. 2026, Kerala goes to polls. I wonder whether BJP can do anything in Kerala by 2026. Too quick, they'll need an ally. Even in Tamil Nadu, I think in 2026, they'll still need an ally. 2026, West Bengal, all eyes, because I don't think they're going to go with an ally. They're going to go one-on-one against Mamata. In Goa, they're already there. That's 2027. Punjab 2027, they have 2 more years. Are they going to go back with Sukhbir, back with Akali Dal, because now Sukhbir is not there, so it's a wrong thing to say, but Akali Dal. Is Akali Dal going to say, okay, let's go with the BJP, because otherwise it's difficult to take on the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. You know, they're fighting for number 3 position, if at all, if they don't align with the BJP. Will the BJP take a secondary seat? I've always wondered whether Delhi election was some kind of a tacit understanding with the Congress that we will not fight we will not fight you in Punjab. You can take on the Aam Aadmi Party there. Here, let us take on the Aam Aadmi Party, and you.
No, why would that be? Why would that be? I think for the longest time, this was because of what Prakash Singh Badal did for the BJP and the Jansangh at that time.
Overtly, yes.
During the emergency, and that was the reason why the BJP was happy playing second fiddle to the SAD.
Look, BJP works in many levels,
no,
right?
but Smita, you heard what the Prime Minister said. Even before he came back and said a Viksit Delhi for a Viksit Bharat, he had said कि Punjab में भी अब इनको तकलीफ होगी, Punjab में भी BJP आएगी. He said this after Haryana. After the Haryana victory, the PM had talked about Punjab. And he said that the BJP will start working in Punjab.
It
and the
takes
BJP is going
5 to 6 years for BJP Karyakartas to have that ground network.
It's not it's about intent. What I'm trying to say is it's about intent. The BJP did not have any, it went from 7 to 77 in Bengal. It did, right? So because it went and said, okay, I want to get 200 seats. They got 77. You may say, why did you promise us 200 seats? But the fact is that unless you aim for the Everest, you won't climb a tree. That's the same thing that the BJP is doing. It's giving its Karyakartas a direction and want to go. And Punjab is a border state. One needs control of the border states to be able to regulate the border states. And we know that there are industries that are moving out of Punjab today. There is an issue of secessionism, there is an issue of drugs, there is an issue of lawlessness, there is an issue of illegal immigration. Look at it. The people who've been sent back from the US, who've been deported, where are the bulk of them coming from? Who are being blamed? So there are issues which are of national impact also, which are emanating from Punjab. So
that way they don't have
think
Kashmir under there. It is Omar Abdullah's NC which is out there.
No, but there is an administered,
there
there is an LG offer, and 5 years under abrogation of 370. What did they do? They tried to regulate the law and order system. Law and order
disputing the intent. But what I'm saying is that enough time for them to set themselves up in there? I don't deny that the Prime Minister is saying this, and sure, he has to enthuse his cadres to win every state. But will Punjab become a BJP state? I don't know, because they don't seem to have their cadres in place as yet.
I think there is agreement that it could soon become a non-AAP state.
There's one thing that I want to put out there, and perhaps Nalin will help me on this by bearing me out on the facts. Correct me if I'm wrong. In Haryana, in Maharashtra, and now in Delhi, some of the backward classes have come back. Yes. Now, this has an implication really, because what has Rahul Gandhi's politics been centered around? Yeah. Which is caste, caste, and more caste. Has the BJP been able to sort of establish its own connect and therefore somehow nullified this caste?
Yes. So, Rahul, for the last 10 years, the BJP's expansion was driven by its advances into the other backward classes and elements of the Dalit classes, right? What we saw an erosion of that last year with the Congress because of the whole issue of Constitution Khatre mein and all that.
Yes.
There is no doubt about the fact that in Haryana and in Maharashtra, the BJP got the result it did because it recovered its support base to a large extent in some areas, to some extent in other areas, but it got its mojo back among backward classes in Maharashtra and Haryana. So
this is all happening in the backdrop of
absolutely,
very contentious debates in Parliament where the BJP has been accused of letting down the backward caste, the Dalits, and so on and so forth.
In terms of representation at the party level, at the state levels and BJP governments, the representation of OBCs and SCs in BJP is far higher than any other national party at the moment. The issue where the BJP suffered from was from a narrative that the constitution will be changed, and this is only elephant's teeth. The reality is that they're really against all of these guys and it's upper caste dominance. What the BJP has done is it's fought on the ground with RSS cadres, with BJP workers, and it's kind of created a counter narrative saying, look, this is not true.
Okay.
And we are seeing the result of that.
Kamru Chaudhary is here with us.
But
Kamru
just
Chaudhary,
quickly, pay attention to the bottom of the screen, the leads. Kejriwal trailing by 1,170
this is
votes.
looking bad.
Kapil Mishra is leading by 31,000 votes. Mustafabad BJP candidate leading by 40,000 votes. Amanatullah leading by 10,715 votes. So there are local strongholds also.
And what about Sisodia? Where is
Sisodia is right now...
He's leading by about 3,000 votes.
3,000. So I think he's
become leader of the opposition.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, he got the safe seat. Maybe Kejriwal should have gone there. I don't know. But that's a tight one, though. Tight one.
Kamru Chaudhary.
But Kamru Chaudhary, let me just quickly bring you in. Nalin Mehta pointing it out. Rahul Gandhi has been pitching the BJP against the backward castes, backward classes, saying kuch nahi kiya. You have betrayed them, caste census, this, that, the other, whether it's Maharashtra, whether it's Haryana, and now Delhi. Okay, Delhi BJP, that's the war room. That's the war room. Let's quickly talk about that. Anand,
yeah,
you want to
Laddu
take over?
Batre, Baijant Panda, you spoke with him and see they're all there. Virendra Sachdeva is there, the think tank is there, Pratyush Kant is there, Rohan Gupta, some of the spokespersons, national spokespersons, Delhi BJP spokespersons, people who have worked hard behind in the war room. Pradeep Bhandari should be joining us. Some of them, Rajiv Babbar, and some of these people were also part of the narrative setting team. So Pradeep, Rajiv, some of the others along with Baijant Panda and others have been part of the entire narrative setting team in terms of what is the story that we need to take on ground, how is it that we need to approach. You have the Uttarakhand MP also and
Mr. Balooni.
Yeah, Anil Balooni with us amongst that group. There is also some of the other BJP leaders, think tank. Sanjay Mayuk was there. I saw him in the pictures. And,
I think a word for Mr. Sachdeva. I think the way he's turned around the state unit. In fact, I vividly remember when he joined us on the exit poll coverage and you asked him that very pertinent question, this whole gudbazi that happens in the BJP state unit. And he turned around and he said, have you heard any gudbazi in the last 2 years?
Last 2 years, correct.
And I think it's a fair point. I think he's managed to paper over the cracks. He's been a quiet operator. He's been working behind the scenes. In fact, he was told by the leadership, you don't fight from an individual constituency. You look after the entire state. And he did that. And today, I dare say he's a contender to be chief minister if it comes down to that.
I think there will be a lot of people who will be contenders right now and keeping their hopes up. Somebody who beats former chief minister.
I think Parvesh would be a
Paresh Sharma,
big
especially
contender,
when the Jats have voted and given such big votes. You also have if Atishi loses, Ramesh Biduri will put his hand up. there are some very, very key names within the Delhi politics and who would have, by the dint of their work, will be claimants. But we'll have to see how that works. We have with us Pradeep Bhandari and Mr. Badal from the Aam Aadmi Party also with us, along with Kamru Chaudhary. So Pradeep Bhandari, congratulations. Pictures coming through of celebrations that happened a short while ago. You are part of the narrative setting team. Tell me, what will be the final score? What's the expectation? It's 46-24 as of now. Was this expected, or will the BJP take this number happily?
No, we had expected this, Anandji. I think we should increase our seat tally by another 1 or 2 seats. But the overall verdict has been that Delhi wants Prime Minister Narendra Modi's governance, and Delhi voted against Arvind Kejriwal's corruption, his sheeshmail and his misgovernance. From the starting, I remember doing multiple debates on your channel and multiple channels. The Aam Aadmi Party people used to say the narrative is not with them, they don't have the niti, they don't have the neta. But we had the neta, that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We were setting the narrative on the ground because the narrative on the ground was Delhi wanted clean drinking water, Delhi wanted their civic issues to be solved, and our promises got credibility when Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his rally said that he will deliver. So yes, we had the neta, we had Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we had the narrative, and our workers and our state unit was working quietly on the ground. Last time we had a 38% vote share. Our target was to touch a 50% vote share, as the Honorable Home Minister said, and our vote share as of right now is 46-47. So which means a 20% vote swing, 17% vote swing away from the Aam Aadmi Party. It's an anger election and hope in Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Well, Mr. Babhi Badal of the Aam Aadmi Party also with us. Just quickly putting the contrast, 2020 or 2025, if we look at the Vidhan Sabha, look, it's almost a reversal. And in fact, if we were to compare this with the assembly wins or the assembly projections based on June 2024, where the BJP won the Lok Sabha, all 7 seats, it almost mirrors the 2025 performance if you were to take that the AAP and the Congress fought together. Mr. Babhi Badal with us, 62-24, I'm sure there will be disappointment and perhaps this was not expected, Mr. Badal. But the Congress says, हमारे साथ लड़े होते तो शायद जीत जाते.
देखो, first of all, let me put things in perspective. First of all, victory and defeat are part of the election process. But was it a level playing field? I don't want to sound like a sore loser, but the amount of misuse of authorities that the BJP put in, I think I would not be very proud of this election if I were in the BJP. So let me put this thing. First of all, it was not a washout for Aam Aadmi Party. Okay, we have been in governance for 10-11 years. Kejriwal Saab's style of doing politics is different from BJP. We do politics on the basis of our work, which we always categorically state that we have succeeded in doing this, and even not doing this. On Yamuna, Kejriwal Saab was candid enough to admit that we have not been that successful for Yamuna. But BJP's style is something else. They will fund opposition parties. They will try with their deep pockets. I am just reading a line on this. Corruption did Aam Aadmi Party in. On your channel only it is written. I want to talk about the corruption which electoral bonds. 7,000.
No, I think we can talk about all this.
Vote has happened.
No. What I'm trying to say, Mr. Badal, I think one minute. Let's come back to the aspect that yes, it is disappointing, this number, whatever you may blame the factor. I asked you a simple question. The Congress has come out and said, "Saath mein lade hote to jeet jate." Do you agree, disagree?
I think the Congress can pat itself on its back that yes, the Congress has succeeded in alienating a key India ally, and the Congress has succeeded in resurrecting BJP in Delhi. Saath mein lade hote to the onus was on Congress. Congress is a very small party as far as Delhi is concerned. So I think the Congress needs to get its priorities right.
So, देखिए, Arvind Kejriwal trailing, Atishi trailing, and now I think we've got an update that Manish Sisodia is also trailing. Now, is that a referendum on the Congress or on the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Badal? Kamru Chaudhary, you want to respond to Mr. Badal saying that the Congress is a localized, is a non-entity in Delhi?
Absolutely. People think that Congress is a non-entity out here. But why did we fight the elections all alone is a big question many will be asking today. Basically, we fought the election to reclaim the share of our pie that we lost in 2013 because Aam Aadmi Party came up to substitute Congress, and it was obviously propped up by the RSS and the like-minded parties. But then, having said so, we are lacking in a lot of things. It is a time for us to introspect what we did. We never broke off the alliance with Aam Aadmi Party post the Lok Sabha election. It was Arvind Kejriwal ji who came out of the jail and said that we are going to fight the elections all alone. We said, so be it. Let us all motivate ourselves, regroup ourselves, and we went into the election campaign. Our cadre strength in Delhi was almost non-existent. We fielded all our top leaders in Delhi. Still the voters rejected. But it's a very welcome sign that at least on the...
Did you really field all your top leaders, sir, in Delhi? Is a big question. The other thing is, it started with Haryana, where the Congress there, Mr. Hooda, etc., decided we don't want the AAP. उनको 3-4 सीटें दे देंगे, उससे ज़्यादा उनकी औकात नहीं है. Is what something which was said by the Haryana Congress leaders. So clearly they AAP said, ठीक है, आप हरियाणा में हमारे साथ नहीं लड़ना चाहते, दिल्ली हम अकेले लड़ेंगे. I think this is something which... But during the campaign, the gloves came off. The kind of personal attacks Mr. Kejriwal made against Mr. Rahul Gandhi and what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. So that was also there. And I think both of them, Mr. Omar Abdullah has said, lado aur aapas mein lado. That's what he has put out today. He's taken a jibe at both the allies within the India alliance. Pradeep Bhandari had
just candid 10 seconds I will take. Yeah, basically you see, as a Congress worker, I feel that our Congress party's alliance with the regional parties has been the undoing of the Indian National Congress nationwide. Be it Mamata Banerjee, be it Aam Aadmi Party, or be it other regional parties that we have allied with. They have only decimated the Congress, and I have no qualms today to say that at least Congress should fight alone.
Correct. So you are from that school of thought among the Congress party leaders, and I think many of the Congress supporters, voters of the past, or even people who are observing the Congress believe the Congress needs to fight and stand on its own if it wants to resurrect itself. Piggybacking or being parasitical will only hurt it further, and this Parjeevi tag will continue to haunt the Congress party if they continue this down this line. So you are from that thought process. Pradeep Bhandari, had the AAP and Congress fought together, would the BJP have suffered? Because the AAP vote share plus Congress vote share is greater than BJP currently.
Well, Anandji, I look at it as a complete anti-verdict. The voters wanted to consolidate against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. The voters knew that Mr. Kejriwal is corrupt and he's not delivered on the ground. Had the Congress coincided and collided with the Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party, you would not have seen 1 + 1 = 2. You would have seen 1 + 1 = 1.25 or maybe 0.9. So it's not. Remember, Samajwadi Party and BSP had come together in the Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections, and our vote share had increased despite them coming together and their own core voters voting us. So elections, according to me, as the Aam Aadmi Party individual is saying, is not mere arithmetic. It is about chemistry, and the chemistry on the ground was anger against Mr. Kejriwal, which nobody wanted to touch, and hope which people saw under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Now what?
All three are trailing. Sisodiya is trailing, Mr. Kejriwal is trailing, and Atishi is trailing. So all three star cast of the Aam Aadmi Party. Atishi, of course, has been trailing since morning. She's not led even once by over 3,000 votes. Mr. Sisodiya is trailing by 600 votes, and Mr. Kejriwal is trailing by about 1,200 votes. So all three star cast, they are neighboring constituencies, New Delhi, Jangpura and Kalkaji, all three are trailing. So Rahul Shivshankar, what does that mean? Like they say, if you want to defeat an army, you have to decapitate the general. The generals seem pretty decapitated here.
Look, I've just written a little paragraph. Kejriwal's halo of Kattar Imandari eroded severely, which could now raise question marks about his long-term sustainability in politics for a party founded by him on the back of an anti-corruption movement. Being adjudged guilty in the People's Court will have implications for the AAP in other geographies. Kejriwal's best hope is now a quick exoneration from the courts. That's where he has to go. The AAP will find it difficult to continue this momentum, saying that we're a party of change, even in other geographies. This is becoming a problem. And you can now sort of say that this is, the BJP's overbearing style of politics, this, that, the other. In the end, unfortunately, it's the people that judge.
So
and the people have judged.
Big faces of the AAP. Kejriwal trailing, Sisodiya trailing, Ms. Atishi trailing, Saurabh Bharadwaj trailing, Somnath Bharti trailing, the gentleman from Shakur Basti, Mr. Jain trailing. the biggest names and faces of the AAP are all trailing.
Where does that leave
Now
the AAP?
here's what the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha has tweeted. Why aren't we talking about this, they ask. They say winning impossible, not wishing, putting Rahul Gandhi's picture. They've said winning impossible, 90 losses under Rahul Gandhi. 90 electoral losses is what they are claiming. Although in this election, Rahul Gandhi was not directly
Look, the
involved.
BJP defeated the BJD. Okay, so that was a regional party. The only victory that the Congress has had against a regional party is in the state of Telangana. Okay, that's where the BJP's cadre base was not the strongest. It also had problems within the cadre base. It also, and the Congress
I think the
won
Bandi
there.
Sanjay issue and the BRS,
Yes, and the Congress also won there by taking, pretty much cleaning out, KCR's party. It took away a lot of BRS sitting legislators and other satraps and built its sort of revival around those. But look at the other scenarios. You have the BJP now winning at least 2 states from entrenched regional parties. The AAP is not a small party in the sense that, yes, it may be, centered around one leader, but that leader actually won them a state. The only other party that has won, apart from the BJP, a state or 2 states is the Congress party in this country right now. Mamata has failed to break out of her borders. The DMK has failed to break out of its borders. The left has got shrunk now to a pocket of Kerala, some people say, perhaps also now looking at a sunset. So I'm saying that fundamentally, the BJP is winning, even at the expense of non-Congress parties now. The Congress is not even winning at the expense of those regional parties. Forget the BJP. So this is a problem for the Congress, and the Congress can't constantly talk about, in fact, it'll have to look for a new narrative, or it'll be forced into looking for a new narrative. It can't say caste is not returning. No yields are coming. Yes, it happened in the Lok Sabha. After that,
Chetan?
Yeah, I agree. There's an obsession with the caste census. But we don't know, like, as a voter, what happens. Okay, it's good. I'm somebody of who wants to do the caste census, but what will be my direct benefit? Are they going to increase the reservation? They've already done it in Telangana. It's becoming a big problem for the Congress now. They're saying first implement it in your party then. And they are not able to do it. So I think when something is not working, look at even the BJP. After the June 4th, they made changes. They made some distinct changes. You don't see that much of the larger than life image of the PM anymore.
Right.
It's more, it's very subtle, but there are changes because the world keeps changing, the country keeps changing. And I think the Congress needs to, is it working? You tried a lot of things. It's okay to try. And whatever sticks, you run with it. But to keep on holding on to that one idea you had, even when it's not working, it's not, you have to capture people's imagination. And there has to be a way, even Arvind Kejriwal did it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but now it's not working and something else needs to come in there. You have to be inventive, otherwise...
Well, a viewer has just sent this for the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. You talked about change and needing to adapt. So he said, बदले बदले से मेरे सरकार नजर आते हैं, घर की बर्बादी के आसार नजर आते हैं. वह जो बदले तो जमाने की हवा भी बदली, दिल की खुशियां भी गई, घर की फजा भी बदली, सुने सुने दरो दीवार नजर आते हैं, बदले बदले से मेरे सरकार नजर आते हैं, घर की बर्बादी के आसार नजर आते हैं.
This obviously, like, there is some joy.
I want to add a
there is some
caveat.
joy in his defeat, which is very strange because he was such a loved kind of leader in the capital, and now there is suddenly, I mean, what is the anger against Arvind? Honestly, I'm genuinely curious. What has he done so bad to people?
No, the anger again. You ask former members of the Aam Aadmi Party about it.
I think Chetan asking a very important question.
Yeah.
I think Arvind Kejriwal for the middle classes, and we are all from the middle classes at one level or the other, I think he was a new white hope. He represented a change from the old order, and I think there is almost a disappointment that, well, aap bhi waise hi nikle. There is, you're not that different.
It's from the Batman movie, right? He's the white knight that Gotham needed. He turns out he's not the white knight.
Exactly, that is what he said when he came to politics. We have come to change it. He started with the change, did he not? I mean, that electricity, that water, the governance, asking going to the mohallas lane, asking the contractor, अरे तुमने ये 4 इंच कंक्रीट लगाया, हेरा फेरी की है, हम तुम्हारा पैसा काट लेंगे, make it 6 inches.
हमारा पैसा काट लेंगे, हमारे जरा सबसे जरा कम रेट पे जरा शीश महल में काम करके दिखाओ.
शीश महल is the story. This is what he said. He did it. That abroad you see in the European countries, US, everywhere, that the work is done as the people monitor that. There should not be any hera-fairy in this. There should not be any corruption. He started with a very noble idea.
Internal Lokpal kidhar hai? Internal Lokpal kidhar hai aapka?
Sir,
then let him complete.
What he could not do is not a question now. That is already rewarded. You have seen it already. It is not that.
What is it that he could not do?
He could not do.
What is it that he could not do? Boliye, aap boliye, Ravi.
Exactly. That what he could not do is that he could not play that honest politics, which he had come for. Okay, that
honesty
he could
is
not
not
do.
the best policy.
You said Sheesh Mahal. Why, when the people went over there, why the Sheesh Mahal was not shown? You could have shown it. So look, how many crore curtains are there, or how many gold toilets are there? Show it.
It is all
show
shown.
It to the people. Now let the BJP show it to the people.
No, it is all shown. The BJP has actually committed that they will throw it open to the public in some form or the other. The next chief minister is not going to reside there. They have said they are going to donate it to the public. Sir, the point is,
we are back to square zero.
No, sir. You said that he could not walk the talk. Raviji, he could not walk the talk on honest politics. I think that's why a lot of our people found themselves disenchanted with Arvind Kejriwal.
We are the first lot of the founders, 320 people who had founded the party.
Right.
So we know it very well. From where we had started, we won 28 seats first time, now we have got 23.
Correct.
So we have reached where we had actually started.
Correct.
But in the meantime, this man has created the turmoil in the entire politics. Did he not?
No, of course.
We'll remember him for that.
See, I tell you what, the AAP will, yes, the AAP will be
disrupted an order.
credited. Sir, I'll tell you, I have said this on record. The AAP will be credited that within a decade.
Keep the faith.
Within a decade.
It's only politics. It's only politics.
No. Within a decade of their existence, for a party to come up from nothing, from a people's movement, from an activist movement of India against corruption, to become a party which had national positioning, national presence in Delhi, a bonsai state, then in Punjab, then going into Goa, fighting elections, challenging, and becoming a national presence, is a case study in itself.
Now it's moving closer to 50, 48
so
to
48,
BJP
but
and
this
22
is also
to
a testament that when you say something, you got to walk the talk in the minds of the people. The Kejri model of governance has been questioned here.